Welcome to Ligier in the French Alps in this gorgeous sunshine for the fourth round of the UCI Mercedes-Benz Cross Country World Cup. Now it's Friday, which means it's the short track race, and there is no shortage of sparkle at that finish line. We see Kate Courtney return after hurting her arm in Novia Mesto, and Yolanda Neff with an arm injury of her own sits this one out. But there's a couple of French powerhouses that are looking to prove themselves on home soil and in front of fans. And the one that really sticks out to me is Loana Lecomte. The big question this weekend is, can anyone catch her?
And we are underway. Loana Lecomte on the number 1 there. Rysved's on the number 6.
It certainly seemed like it early on when Olympic champion Jenny Rysveds made her intentions known.
Rysveds is pushing hard immediately from the start.
The two French women, Pauline Ferrand-Prevot and Loana Lecomte, remained tight on her wheel though. Rysveds was pushed hard by the French compatriots, who switched places behind the Swedish leader. Then, a minor mistake in lap 3 threw the current World Cup overall leader off her rhythm, and Lecomte dropped back in the laps that followed.
So Lecomte, who has a foot on the ground.
The leaders remained close at the halfway point, and Brit Evie Richards got herself into the pack when disaster struck at the Mercedes-Benz Rock Garden.
Oh, and her chain's off. Richards' chain's dropped.
With the leaders so tightly packed, Jenny Rysveds then launched a strong attack of her own on the penultimate lap.
Oh, full on out of the seat.
Rysved's huge exertion seemed to be fractionally mistimed and paid the price with nothing left in the tank and no response to the current world champion Pauline Ferrand-Prevot's power on the final climb.
Can anyone go with Pauline Ferrand-Prevot? It doesn't look like it.
Sina Fry then put in a late surge to overtake Rysveds into second.
I'm super happy with this second place. Crowd was really nice, it was super motivated, and finally we have also spectators. That was super nice.
But it was Pauline Ferrand-Prevot who timed her move to perfection and took the win in the short track here in Ligier.
It's been a great ride for the world champion. Let a smile creep across her face. Her third short track win. Pauline Ferrand-Prevot.
I'm happy because I'm feeling better and better, and my main goal is of course the Olympics, so we are getting closer, and I'm happy to be at a good shape at the moment.
Rysveds finished in third place after leading for most of the race. In her first World Cup race back after breaking her arm, Kate Courtney rode into a respectable 8th. And Loana Lecomte finished her race down in 12th and misses out on a front row start on Sunday. The French rider does hold on to the leader's jersey though, with Ferrand-Prevot second in the overall.
With fans back here in the French Alps, well, there's a French armada worth of riders lining up on the start line behind me, all wanting to race for not just points and podiums, but pride as well, as their friends and family come to join them at the races for the first time in almost 2 years. But there's one Brit that is looking to spoil the party and stop that French assault, and that's Thomas Pidcock, who returns to racing following his accident that saw him miss Leogang. And of course, the man you should be keeping your eye on is Mathias Flückiger. The Swiss performed the double-double last time out in Leogang, and he is a man on form.
Short track number 4 of 2021 gets underway then. Pidcock looking like he's gone a little bit backwards off the start.
Anton Cooper claimed an early lead on the first climb, with Schurter and Sarou hot on his heels. The rock obstacles caused congestion on lap 1 as everyone tried to settle into a rhythm. Early on in lap 2, Nino Schurter took the lead, with the field still tightly packed. But then Mathias Flückiger moved to the head of the field, pushing hard with Schurter and Sarou in pursuit.
Wow, look at this, he must be feeling good. Sprinting away on lap 2, what's he doing? And look at the pace of him into these rocks.
But his lead didn't last long, and at the start of lap 4, Czech Ondřej Sink also fancied himself as the pace setter, and the national champion was soon the 5th different leader. Meanwhile, Thomas Pidcock was picking off riders on his return to the competition, the Brit choosing the outside around Sarou into the step down. Catching his front wheel, the 21-year-old fell, and in doing so, dropped way back.
I think he's just going to be relieved not to have done that injured shoulder any damage.
Up front, Ondřej Sink kept pushing the pace, digging deep on the climbs, but the chasing pack kept with him, including Luca Bredot, who had got himself into 4th spot. The decisive move came on lap 9. Favourite Mathias Flückiger forcing himself around the outside of Sink on the climb into turn 1, and then pushing hard across the grass to create a gap to the chasers. It was perfectly timed, and Saru and Sink couldn't catch Flückiger anymore.
Mathias Flückiger gets up out of the saddle and makes it back-to-back short track wins. Saru across the line in 2nd.
I attacked in the 2nd last lap, and the new width I have here before the finish line for the last lap, a little gap, so then I can do it. And but yeah, I suffered a lot.
Mathias Flückiger wins ahead of Saru and Sink, with Luca Bredot in 4th and Alan Haverly in 5th. Pidcock in 16th, which guarantees him a 2nd row start. In the overall rankings, Flückiger extended his lead ahead of Sink and Koretsky, with riders from 7 nations in the top 10.
Of course, that crash from Tom Pidcock means that we probably haven't quite seen the best of him yet. So Sunday is going to be really interesting, isn't it? And you can join us live on Red Bull TV, where we will be taking you through all the action. We'll see you then.